Alright then, time for the ending. So basically confront Mysterio, save the universe, well, all four of them.
All that
So,
shit.
yes. Just another day for the friendly neighborhood firemen, I guess.
Hey, not bad, webheads. They fought their way from one dimension to the next, faced a number of their most fearsome foes, and found the final fragments of the fabled tablet of order and chaos.
Alliteration.
Oh, come on, Tio. Alliteration's fun.
Well, it is alliteration dictated by Stan Lee, so that automatically makes it better.
Besides, what's even wrong with alliteration?
Anyway, Spidey has to find a way to confront Mysterio without having him, damaging Madame Web. Okay, Mysterio, you need to lay off the drugs.
Wait any longer. Where is he? I want that tablet.
Tonk.
Don't say I never gave you anything.
The tablet, it's reassembling itself.
No shit.
Great.
That's a problem.
Boy.
Beyond that of a god, the walls of reality crumble before me.
Madam Web.
Don't worry about me, Spider-Man. Look, the web of reality, the tapestry of the universe is unraveling.
For like the 5th time.
A universe to remake in my image. I will devour every dimension until all.
Funny, that's kind of what Amatsumi Kaboshi did in Chaos Wars.
I don't know. I mean, I like Rey Mysterio, but I won't want a whole galaxy full of them.
Counterparts from the other worlds.
So basically, Madame Web is gonna use her power to kinda have all the four Spider-Mans battling Mysterio at the same time. So we start with Noir, for some reason. Which function exactly like a stealth mission. Mysterio is gonna periodically light up the place, and if he spots you, start shooting electricity. So the key word is, again, getting close to him without actually having to be spotted.
Without limit.
Anyway, in case you were wondering, David K voiced Mysterio here.
He voiced him somewhere else, I think.
Don't think so. Let me check his role. Oh geez, that's a lot.
Really? Sounds fascinating. Tell me more.
Agreed. Yes, tell him more.
He voiced Electro in Spider-Man Friend or Foe, but I don't know.
Show off.
Anyway, let me get also the technical details. Mysterio, basically Quentin Beck, was created in 1964 by Stan Lee STD. Again, one staple recurring enemy of Spider-Man. He's the so-called Master of Illusion, so normally his weapons would be essentially illusion, stage plays, and all that other stuff. Basically tricking your mind. And usually Spider-Man has to, outsmart it for this case. But in this case, since he has the full power of the tablet, he's pretty the genuine article, so he's actually really dangerous to the boot. Now, to give credit to the game Vinox, I was surprised when they decided to have Mysterio as the main villain of the game. It would have been so easy for him to just have Norman Osborn as the main villain again, the overarching, so kudos for that, try something different and more refreshing. The thing is, I don't know.
They did it again.
The fight itself, it's cool. But I don't know, Mysterio doesn't have a lot of interaction, so he just kinda goes there. Like, you get this interaction in between the four levels, so they make you, think that he's actually a big threat and everything, but I don't know, I wish there could have been a bit more to it. Than these small cutscene and then just fighting.
More direct and direct.
You mean like him actually addressing all four of the Spider-Man?
Kinda like that. It's the same thing of the cutscene showing all the amazing Spider-Man interacting with Madame Web and everything.
Funny.
Well, we'll get a final CGI cutscene with all four Spider-Man anyway, but yeah. Now, another interesting thing is that for this particular section, you only need to reach Mysterio once. Otherwise, with the other Spider-Man, you have to repeatedly hit him again when actually go in contact with him. With Spider-Man 1, it's only once.
Tell me more.
There you go. The thing is that he constantly moved, so getting close to him sounds easy at first, but... Oh, there you go, he spotted him. Also, normally you would not be able to spot what's the real head of Quentin Beck, but I guess for the sake of the tablet and everything, we gave it this skull face for this, just for this noir appearance, and the others, it's the standard helmet. There you go. Now that's the final stretch. You need to climb the building, go back on his back, and then basically hit him with a stealth takedown. There you go.
And up the peak.
Now you will know.
Mash a circle, come on, there you go.
Sorry, what was that you were about to say I was knowing? Oh, you're
Now
defeat.
transition to the next one, which is 2099, I think, or it's Ultimate, I forgot.
Behold.
No, okay, it's Ultimate. Because get it, Peter Parker Ultimate was young.
I'm sensitive about my height, okay?
Yeah, sure you are. Also, Mysterio's appearance, as you may see, changes according to the dimension. Here, since it's Ultimate Spider-Man, it's a bit more cel-shaded and cartoony, which it's okay, it reflects what it's about to do. Now,
The ironic thing is that...
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
The ironic thing is that Ultimate Mysterio and Amazing Spider-Man Mysterio at some
Were
point
the
actually
same
switched
thing,
places.
Yeah, but actually no, Jova, they were the same thing. There wasn't
Oh, so they
Ultimate
retconned it so that
Mysterio.
they switched... Oh, so they retconned it to him being the same person. Last I checked,
Yeah,
they were actually two
basically
different
he
people.
discovered eventual traveling with the Ultimate Universe, decided to take the advantage of that to basically have both Spider-Mans and at his wheel. The thing is, he got defeated when Ultimate Spider-Man joined forces with Nick Fury, the Ultimate Nick Fury, which was similar to Samuel L. Jackson, and managed to repel Mysterio back to the Amazing Dimension, basically. Now with the Ultimate Mysterio, it's a bit weird. He summons these hologram bones thing
What am I, your little
with
monkey?
these spheres.
Don't
Then
answer
you
that.
need to destroy them, and this damages this health bar. I don't really know. It's again combat oriented, and it just works, I guess.
It's like with the embryo boss fight in Crash Bandicoot. Defeating his slime somehow takes down his health.
And yet, well, remember the Entertain boss
so
at
funny?
least.
I'm talking about the... Yeah, I'm talking about the old one. In the Insane Trilogy, they actually explained it that apparently jumping on them splits it back at him. Which actually does give an interesting piece to it.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
See if you can make it through here, Spider-Man.
Pretty much. Although it doesn't attack you, it just, reassembles the stage and you need to get there. Oh shit!
Web slinging!
There you go. Again, falling through a bottomless pit is actually really hard here. The imps should take notice. And occasionally, again, it's some of these, again, these other main organs. But again, that's what the Berserk mode with Symbiote is for. So,
Well, considering there hasn't been a Dimps Sonic game since 2013.
well, yeah.
And for good reason.
I forgot, who developed the Rush games?
Dimps. The problem too is that after Rush, I mean, slowly but surely, all of the talented people at Dimps who knew how to make Sonic games basically left. And
Oh,
at this
they never
point,
left.
Only
They
the
just-
Dragon Ball Z people are there, which is why they're back to Dragon Ball games now with Xenoverse.
Oh, those people
And,
never...
I know the degrees of fighting games.
Oh, those people never left. Sonic Team, I mean, no, not Sonic Team. Sega just stopped putting them on Sonic games after Lost World.
Well, if the talented people that knew how to make Sonic games never left, then how do you explain Lost World for DS?
They just got dumb at it. I mean, Dimps were always volatile, let's be honest.
Dimps are best at fighting games.
And they are definitely
agree.
not good at party games, as was shown by Crash, Boom, and Bang.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
they
the
make
one-
the Sonic pinball party?
Yeah. The one time a Crash game was made in Japan, a place where Crash has been very popular for a while, they fuck it up.
Oh, that sure makes a good point. Was Pinball Party made by
I'll check.
It says, don't spit. I can't swim.
Sonic Pinball Party, one of the more forgettable Sonic games. No, it was done by a combination of Sonic Team and a group called Jupiter Corporation.
Oh, Jupiter Fall. Okay.
Pedro?
Well, yes, they've helped out with the development of the Kingdom Hearts Return to Memories remake. They've helped out with The World Ends With You. Basically, aside from Hans, they're one of Nomura's go-to development partners, just for the sake of helping out.
Plus they're behind many of the Picross games.
Now?
Yeah, Picross.
Oh, Picross.
In the same way, basically in the same way that World of Final Fantasy was a compilation between Square and Tosei Co. Basically Square handles the creative part, whereas Jupiter Co. or Tosei in this case do the legwork.
Why yes, Mysterio, I would like to web pull on your face with you crouching over us like that.
Smash a circle, there you go.
Boy, we're gonna shatter him across dimensions at this rate.
Next one is 2099.
Standing on solid ground is so 29.
Ha!
And to give credit, they decided to give variety by using it as a free-fall section. Here's the thing, it's quite hard because Mysterio uses these, not pentagrams, but these, sigils that he spams, and you need to reach him with a decent speed, but you need to avoid those at the same time. So if you don't want to have your health being drained in a second, you need to, dodge them efficiently while staying, having a high speed at the same time.
Basically, my strategy is just keep steady, slow down occasionally, speed up when you're absolutely lined up with the one-way throw, the sigil.
Because if you're too fast, dodging becomes and moving becomes much more, difficult to handle.
And it's not entirely pattern-based either, so memorization won't save you.
Smashing time. How about you?
Just do it 3 times.
Spider-Man
I
confirmed for the
already
new Smash game this year?
Sure, why not?
Promises. That one was actually close.
More gifts for you. Dodge this.
Whoa! English on that one.
Do you honestly think you can defeat me? I'd like to see you.
Yeah, it's all broken. Is this helping or hurting? I get the two mixed up.
Don't! No!
A lesson to all you wannabe bad guys out there. When destroying dimensions and defying do-gooders, watch out. Because you might unleash forces beyond your control, like the palpable power of force sensation.
So, for basically defeating Mysterio once and for all, the Spider-Man decide to, well, for lack of a term, starts bowling him.
You should learn how to count. Something tells me you're outnumbered.
You're about to get snarked on by 4.
Look at that, they're just like bullies to a little cool.
To be fair, he kind of had
He
this
was
coming.
the big villain who tried to kill everyone.
Oh yeah, I just cussed him out.
Well done. The walls reality are rebuilding themselves. And
Oh, hey, Spider
you
Girl.
must all return to your own
Background.
dimensions.
See you later, older and less cool versions of me.
About that.
Versions of me who are actually alive. Well, okay, to be fair, he is technically alive, but he's hiding.
Good fight. Word. Bye, guys. Next time you should hang around longer. We could start a
Yes,
quick
they
conversation.
should.
Come on, Misty. Time to drop you off at Supervillain Daycare.
Thank you, Spider-Man. You should be proud to know your legacy is being upheld across time and space.
Yeah,
Hint,
those
hint.
guys were all right, but you have to admit,
With 4 different Spider-Men?
the one thing I know for sure,
Out of all of them,
I'm the best one.
I'm the best.
Of course.
Yeah.
There we
that's
go.
so ends one of the most titanic team-ups of all time. And what have we learned here today, Marvelites?
Nothing.
What did we learn, Stan?
Corner of the cosmos.
That crossovers need to have the characters crossing over
Always be a
more.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man to save the day. And to all of you web-spinning wonders, I proudly say,
Excelsior!
There you go, he said it. We can go
Yay.
home. Well, not really. There's a mid-credit scene. So for now, start your
Wow,
final
even in
thoughts.
the games.
Start your final
Of
thoughts,
course.
and when it shows up.
All 4
I'll-
Spider-Man are gonna join the Avengers.
Can I go first?
Yes.
This is the most ambitious crossover.
It looks fun, but the stealth segments really wouldn't be for me.
Well, yeah, we kind of figured.
Okay, for this final thought, since there's enough time and everything, I'm gonna start asking you a different thing, basically, Dweebs. In the groups, since we were kind of have groups. Oh, by the way, in this case, you actually see the aftermath of each villain. Since we were divided in groups, Dweebs, what's your favorite level of each bunch? What's your favorite traditional Spider-Man? What's your favorite Ultimate one, the 2099 one, and the Noir one?
Honestly, I can't really answer that question.
Well, in general, then, what's your favorite level of the bunch for that?
I'd say the one where you face Deadpool and you go through the obstacle.
So,
course.
Ultimate Deadpool, okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, anything more?
No, not really. It looks like a pretty fun game, again, except the stealth stuff, but that's just really my own personal tastes.
Did you think that some of the levels may have dragged on too much?
Well, yeah, especially near the end.
Okay, then. So, in general, also, yeah, Hobgoblin started his own Power Rangers group. So, in general, if you had the chance, would you want to play this game on your own? Occasionally, I mean.
Yeah.
Alright, then. Who wants to go next?
I guess
Right.
me.
Oh, Pedro.
Like it looks really good. Like it looks like all the typical stuff you expect from a Spider-Man game are pretty here and accounted for. And I really like the fan service aspect of it. However, I do think it makes it also it's kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, in terms of being a lot of fan service to fans of Spider-Man and all the comics and stuff, it's great for that guy. But it also creates kind of a double-edged sword.
Yes. Sorry, Pedro, you cut out a bit. I guess in the meantime, Shiro, you want to start your?
Yeah, sure. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I mean, it seems fun. I probably would play it on my own time.
Was there a
as for
level in
my-
particular? Yeah.
Yeah, the Deadpool stages, because of course Deadpool
Of
and
course.
the noir stuff. I really like the noir stuff.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Pretty cool. Aside from that, yeah, this is looks like another fun Spider-Man game.
Alright then, Jova, while Pedro recovers.
Let's see. When it comes to Amazing Spider-Man, my favorite is definitely the Juggernaut level. It's nice, fun,
Alright.
thematic, and it's actually in New York. With Ultimate Spider-Man, favorite is definitely Deadpool. Like, enough said, Deadpool. He's awesome. Noir levels are all pretty fun. My favorite one there though is Hammerheads, because Hammerhead in the Noir universe. Not to say that the other two are sluts, it's just Hammerhead is my favorite. And when it comes to 2099, hands down Dr. Octopus. Her level is the best, and she has the most bout of banter back and forth with him.
Also, there you go. Silver Sable actually manages to get Juggernaut.
But of course.
Alright then. Pedro, you managed to finish.
okay, if Discord will allow me to continue, what I was trying to say is that the problem with the fan service in terms of the story, this story being basically a big fan service fest to Spider-Man comic book fans, it kind of creates a double-edged sword in the sense that, yeah, for people like who are fans, it's great, but it kind of creates this thing where it turns the story into a very inaccessible material to newcomers, people who are not familiar with the comics. Like, so it can be a bit troubling for a newcomer, or at the very least someone who's not familiar with the comics, to love the story as much as fans would. I mean, because aside from me, I mean, most Spider-Man games tend to do a good job in standing on their own. This one clearly is meant for people who already are familiar with all of the lore, all of the different iterations. So it can be if you're unfamiliar with the material, approach this one with caution, because you might be left cold with the writing, because there's going to be a lot of fan service here that you're just not going to get.
To be fair, also some of the characters, some of the villains actually were also, that's nice. Some of the villains were actually created from the spot, so in some cases it was actually a fresh start for something like Doctor Octopus 2099. So but there's still the element that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Back to my final thoughts, I guess.
Hold on, we're about to get to the post-credit scene, and also, yeah, Mysterio had a fishbowl.
Yeah, we'll admit how some of them ended up.
Aside from that, it's a pretty good game. That's about it for me.
Because there's someone who Madame Wed forgot to invite to the party.
What I miss?
What the?
Yeah, there's an actual universe where Spider-Man is a pig. That's just
Spider-Pig.
Yeah, that's probably where they got the inspiration from.
Anyway, anything more, Pedro?
Like I said, no, it's a pretty good game. Aside from what I was saying.
It was written by Doctor Strange.
Yes, Jova, continue or finish.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I overall do like this game. It has charm, wit, humor, stuff you'd expect from a Spider-Man game. And the variety in showing out the 4 universes is actually pretty well done. I do like how, for the most part, they avoid newcomers being lost by, giving you an overall idea of how each universe works. Like, well, basically, everything you need to know about the particular villain is eventually told to you, essentially, here and there. The voice cast is very well iconic, and, of course, as the perfect mythology gag. So, Carnage was played by Fred Tatasciore, so he didn't play a big guy for once.
That they did.
Hey, at least he wasn't playing a big guy this time, go figure.
For you, yes.
And yeah, the fan service is amazing. While some of the levels do drag on a bit here and there, I will say that overall, if you're a fan of the series, you'll definitely still enjoy it. Some levels are paced better than others.
I don't know.
Yeah. The music is also pretty good too. And again, the level of detail that they have for each dimension is remarkable. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this game to you folks here and there. As for the sequel, no.
No.
That's all you need to know for now.
In due time and hold the edge. So there's your pilot.
Alright, Gio, your turn.
Yeah, I'll close off because again, the credits are long, so I'll close off and then there's nothing more after that. Basically, I have a soft spot for this game. Like, I understand that it's not too newcomer friendly. Technically, there is but it's the data log. So if you're lazy enough to not wanting, being alienated by characters appearing, you're definitely not gonna have patience to actually go and read it. So maybe some alienation factor, but I don't know. Thanks to the simple story and the structural levels being focused entirely on the villain, there is potential in there. But unfortunately, there are some levels who suffer from it, like Sandman or Scorpion 2099, which drags way too long and have the villain and the local Spider-Man not interactive as they should be. The combat is decent. It's not too elaborate. I wish it was a bit more. But it does the job for what it was to do. Even the stealth section with Noir Spider-Man, I wish they were more implemented. Again, Spider-Man Noir need desperately its own game, the stealth game. And again, it would be also a fresh thing, which now, since Rocksteady doesn't want to do proper new Batman games, so it makes sense for Adventure Activision to take over. But again, we're having for now the Insomniac Spider-Man game, which will have well, technically speaking, I think the Amazing Spider-Man games actually included some stealth sections or possible takedowns. So there's that. As in general my favorite level, I'd say Deadpool 2, mostly because for how surreal it is and kind of, you know, in contrast with everything, because again, Deadpool is associated with Spider-Man, but not as much as you may think. So it's a bit of a curveball here again, because Deadpool wasn't too popular at this point in time with the rest of the internet. So it threw a bit of a curveball, and it shows that the developers just really loved him and wanted him put in the game in some form. And also again, I also love the noir levels. They're just really that good. If only they're just Vulture and Goblin dragged a bit too long, and like I said, Goblin doesn't really do much justice to the character, but I don't know, I guess it's good enough for what it does do. So overall, it's a decent game. It has definitely flaws, but nonetheless, it's actually fun to play. You can manage to find games on eBay I've seen for like $20, so it's definitely worth the price if you ask me. So go and grab that. There was a digital version, but due to license expiring, they're not available anymore unless. I think there was a PC version, but so I guess in that case you can use the magic of the internet. Until then, we'll salute you. Enjoy the rest of the credits. We'll see you for the eventual next Spider-Man game. We'll see what it may be. Maybe Spider-Man 2 for the PS1. Maybe the Spider-Man 2 movie video game. Maybe at some time. We'll see. We'll see when the time comes. So see you then.
See you.
See ya.
Yeah.